Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, or Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Thamayim in Atlanta, and the other day, the brother Tazwar put a meme of this image that's right here into our group, saying the same thing that's at the head of it as the title, saying thought to text chip smaller than Neuralink achieves 91% accuracy. But the image was kind of blurry, so I went and looked it up and found this article that went along with it. So that's going to be our lesson for today. And so this is from newatlas.com. Came out August 27, 2024. And it says the new or thought to text chip smaller than Neuralink achieves 91% accuracy. And you can see the size of it between this these like tweezers and alligator clips that are right there, and see that this one is a lot smaller than the Neuralink BCI, because that thing, I thought it was insane for people to be even trying that and seeing all those nodes that attach to the brain, the size of it as well, and how invasive it is to the patient. I thought it was insane for people to be doing that, but something like this, I believe that the population will probably be able to get behind, because the scriptures say they will, in their right hand or in their forehead. And this looks like something that's a lot more close to being ready for mass installation, I guess you could say, to the population than the Neuralink chip. But let's go ahead and take a look at this article. It says the brain-machine interface race is on. While Elon Musk's Neuralink has garnered most of the headlines in this field, a new small and thin chip out of Switzerland makes it look downright clunky by comparison. It also works impressively well. And so, I believe it's Switzerland or Sweden. It's one of those countries where most of the people are actually already chipped up. And Switzerland's also where the elite hold that big summit at Davos. And it's obviously going to have a big part in their NWO. But you can see this one is very close to being ready. And it's been mentioned before, but there are multiple companies working on not only this brain interface chip, C-HIP, but also the RFID one that goes in your hand. There's multiple companies that are working on these things. It says the chip has been developed by researchers at École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne and represents a leap forward in the sizzling space of brain-machine interfaces. Devices that are able to read activity in the brain and translate it into real-world output, such as text on screen. That's because this particular device, known as miniaturized brain-machine interface, is extremely small, consisting of two thin chips measuring just 8 millimeters squared total. By comparison, Elon Musk's Neuralink device clocks in at comparatively gargantuan size of about 23 by 8 millimeters, about 0.3 by 0.9 inches. So yeah, the Neuralink one is way larger. So additionally, the EPFL chipset uses very little power, is reported to be minimally invasive, and consists of a fully integrated system that processes data in real time. That's different from Neuralink, which requires the insertion of 64 electrodes into the brain and carries out its processing via an app located on a device outside of the brain. MI-BMI allows us to convert intricate neural activity into readable text with high accuracy and low power consumption, says Masha Sharan, who heads EPFL's Integrated Neurotechnologies Laboratory. This advancement brings us closer to practical, implantable solutions that can significantly enhance communication abilities for individuals with severe motor impairments. So they're going to be doing those miracles as they've been doing. Give me 1 second. Let me get this dog to be quiet. Salakia. But yeah, this is also going into those miracles that they always like to do, and that'll make it easier to make this mandatory and for people to accept if it's going to have these benefits, such as fixing a person or getting rid of an addiction or allowing them to see again or anything that could be a benefit. It says, like other BMIs, the new chip basically monitors electrical activity in the brain, and armed with data sets from previous brain monitoring efforts, converts that activity into an output. In this case, the MI-BMI is able to read brain signals that are formed as someone imagines drawing a letter and output those signals as text. And that is a miracle for somebody to be able to just think, and then this device actually interprets it into text. It says, unlike the Neuralink device, which was implanted in a human patient earlier this year, the new MI-BMI chip has yet to be tested in a live setting. However, it was fed real-time neural recordings gathered from previous brain interface tests and achieved a 91% accuracy rate in converting neural activity into actual text. So we're gonna stop it right there and just think about this. It's this is on another level than the one that Elon Musk has been showing. It hasn't, or at least they're claiming it hasn't been tested in a human yet, but this looks already, after looking at Neuralinks, this looks a lot more close to being done, a lot closer to being ready for the public. And if that's true, then our salvation is a lot closer than we had imagined, which would be fantastic, because I'm tired of this place. I'm sure you are too. But let's go ahead and get into the scriptures. 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And what you just saw there was one of his devices. 1 second. Salakia again. But what we saw was one of Satan's devices. And so this is device from the Etamon Online. Device is a noun. And it says intent, desire, an expressed intent or desire, a plan or design. And we know that this devil has the intent or the desire to put this device into the entirety of the planet. He's going to make it mandatory so that he can take ownership of those individuals that do take it. It says a literary composition from Old French devise, from division or separation, disposition, wish, desire. And then here's where I think it's interesting, where it says coat of arms or an emblem, a bequest in a will, act of bequeathing. So coat of arms, which the old houses in antiquity and the Middle Ages, Dark Ages, they had coat of arms, and it would show which house you're from and something special about the house, possibly. But I went and looked it up, coat of arms, and this is from Britannica.com, and it says coat of arms, the principal part of a system of hereditary symbols dating back to early medieval Europe, used primarily to establish identity in battle. Arms evolved to denote family descent, adoption, alliance, property ownership, and eventually profession. And so these devils, they have this idea that they could put a modified all into the population, and then that'll give them ownership, property ownership over the people. And they're going to do it with this device that they have worked up. But the Lord's not going to let them get all the way to their desired outcome. And so just reading it one more time, 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11. It says, lest Satan, and there's a spiritual demon Satan who works on the left hand, and he has a people called the Edomites, who are the so-called Caucasians and the so-called small hatters or 1948ers, the people that claim to be the Lord's people, but they truly aren't. Those are Edomites, and they are Satan's people, and they want to put a device in you. And so it says, lest Satan, or lest the Idumean, lest the Caucasians, lest the small hatters should get an advantage of us over the elect of the nation of Israel, which are the Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Americans, as well as our scattered, because we've been scattered to the four corners of the earth. So unless these people get an advantage over us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And we just saw his ultimate device there, and it's getting smaller and more advanced before it gets ready for implementation, because it will be used. This is their ultimate enterprise to bring forth their NWO that they so badly want to bring, so that they keep their birthright and stay in rulership. But it's not going to happen because they are unprofitable, and the Lord is going to set up one that's profitable, that being Yahweh Shai, the Messiah, the one that the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He is not anything of what the world has told us. He is a dark-skinned man, and he is coming to wage war on the inhabitants of this earth, starting with the Edomites and then down through the other nations, and then to collect his elect of the nation of Israel, the 1/3 of Israel, and only Israel. But he's coming, and he's going to cut their work short. He's going to do this very quickly and easily. This is Revelation 13 and verse 16. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And we saw what we could say is a forerunner to this, if not even it, because that can fit in their foreheads, and that is something that will eventually allow buying and selling. And that thing is out, and we can see it, and which means that it is near. It's near to come, and we can see these wars coming as well. But nothing's going to get going until we really have this CHIP become mandatory. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And this is, we just saw it, these devils plan on inserting this little device into people's foreheads, or into their brains, or other devices into their hands, or anywhere on their body. They want to put some foreign object in you. And so if you don't want to get left here and get burned up here in America, in Babylon the Great, do not take this device, because the Lord's coming back, and it's going to save those that stood stiffly for his name and that listened to him. And he told us not to take this. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Urchakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.